Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chastity.
And I'm Christina.
And today we are going to be doing a video on how to ask for what you really, really want.
First things first, if we have something that we want to ask for, well, we need to know what we're asking for. And we need to be specific. Apparently, there's a lot of details you need when you are asking for what you want. So stop for a minute and think about what details might my boss need, and do I have all the information before I go to ask? So you've gone through all this work in getting the details. Let's also make sure that you know how to deliver the message in a way that they can hear it. What do I mean by this? Well, is your doctor somebody who likes things black and white, or do they live in the shades of gray? How are you going to deliver the message to them in a way that is comfortable for them in their communication style?
This is kind of like faux pas number one of having a conversation. Most times we walk into the conversation and we communicate in a way that works for us.
If you have somebody who is super analytical, well, start with the numbers. Have those numbers ready for them. Maybe even make like a nice little bar graph for them. You can go all out, but make sure that you have all the details that you need, but you have them in a way that you can deliver in a comfortable communication style for them. So make sure you know that first. Conversation time. Let's schedule it. And yes, I mean schedule it. Intentional time. Undivided attention, no distractions. We need that time to be able to sit down and have the conversation. So a lot of times we'll say, hey, can we talk? And they'll go, sure, I've got a minute. Let's talk right now. And as much as you are so eager and wanting to give them all the information that you've worked so hard for, do not do it right now.
Decline. Politely decline.
So please get their undivided attention. So ask for that time. Make sure you're asking it in a way that also they know that it's a priority and it's important to them. So understanding their personality is key. If efficiencies are huge for them, I'd like to sit down and have a conversation with you about something that can improve upon our efficiencies. If patient care, I'd like to sit down and have a conversation with you about something that I think can improve our patient care. Well, instruments can do either one. Just be positioned to have the conversation in a way that they want to hear it, and scheduling a time for that.
All right, so you scheduled the meeting and now you have the platform to be able to make the request that you had. Let's give you an example of what this would look like. If the doctor that we're talking to is really focused on quality of patient care, and our focus is needing to be able to get new hygiene instruments, the way that we could make this request would be to say, I've been looking at my hygiene instruments. I know that we really focus on providing a high-level quality care to our patients here. In order to do so, we really need to be able to replace these instruments because they're no longer effective. And then inviting them to share their thoughts, simply by saying, what are your thoughts on this?
Now let's give you another example. If you have a doctor who maybe is a little bit more financially focused, then we're going to have a conversation around the finances of these new instruments. We're going to let them know, I've taken a look at my instruments and I've noticed that my instruments currently are taking me longer in time for scaling. I'm not being as efficient and as effective as I possibly can for these patients. In order to help you, I've compiled a list of instruments that I need. I've looked into all of the promotions and I found the best pricing. I'd like to get your thoughts on this.
Now, if you propose this idea, you ask for their thoughts, and you got a resounding, that seems like a great idea, it's a yes. But what if we get the, I don't know.
Can't you just?
No. The conversation is not over.
No.
The way that we are going to continue this conversation to delve deeper, and exactly that's what we want to do, is delve deeper and get more details. So we're just going to ask, well, what would it be if you did know? If they say, I can't afford this right now, what would affording it look like? We really want to delve deep, then we can know what other information could we provide to be able to get this to be a yes. What else could we do in order to achieve this as being a yes?
All right, they gave you a flat out no. No description, nothing behind it, just a no. Does that mean the conversation is over? No, of course it does not. Do not give up. Our natural instinct is to retract when somebody says no to us. We think, all right, conversation over. There's nothing more here. But the reality is that we might have needed to approach the conversation a little differently. Maybe we delivered it in a way that they couldn't hear it. Maybe they weren't ready for the conversation. Maybe we took that 1 minute time that they said, I have a minute right now and I can talk. And we didn't have the actual time to sit down. So reflect for a minute and think, did I approach the conversation the way that it needed to be? Did I deliver the message in a way that they could hear it and in a communication style that's comfortable for them?
As always, make sure that you gather some more information. So what would this look like if this were a possibility in the future? What would need to happen for this to be a possibility? The more information that we can gather, the more we know how we can approach it the next time. Because the reality is even if you get a no one time, that was a no one time. You can ask again. Things change, circumstances change, things in the practice are always changing and evolving. But it's making sure that we are positioning our requests in a way that makes sense, that we're providing the information that's needed when it's needed, and making sure that we're being specific with that. So the more information that we have is going to help us for the next time that we go to make this request. So if you watched this video and you've made your request, we would love to hear your feedback. So leave it in the comments. How did the conversation go? Did you get what you want? Is there something else that you need to approach in a different way next time? We love your feedback. And as always, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video.